Today, I will give you the exact organic content strategy took our clients to 300K a month and generate millions of qualified views using the Jeremy content analysis method. Let's get into it. Now, pause this video and ask yourself this question: who are my top 5 biggest competitors? And if you don't know the answer, it's taking you too long. You don't know what you're getting into. You don't know your market. You don't know what's happening around you. And you have to understand that completely. Because if you don't know who's in your niche, in your business, how would you be able to compete? How would you know what modes do you have? How would you know how you can outcompete them? Now, I have two businesses. I have an agency and I have a consulting business, and most of my videos are for my consulting clients. So we're going to talk about that. So for me, it would be Supergoa, it would be Nick Setting, it would be Max Inhouse, it would be Jace Inglis, and it would be Sticky Falls. Now, why is this super, super important? Well, you have to understand that we do this with every single part of our clients, who are from fitness content to peptide coaches to people that are doing content, just selling content agencies, all this stuff, right? Why? Because once you know what a person's working for them and what's not working for them, you can really get into the nitty gritty of how you can actually compete as the first part. The second part would be how you can actually sit there and see the gap in the market and fulfill that. And third of all, what's working and what's not working in the current time space, because that's how you actually learn. You take all the work done by people and you create your own leverage. Now, let me talk about Nick Setting, right? Now, you've seen him probably pop up doing millions of dollars a month, all this stuff, right? Now, why does Nick's Setting actually is famous? Because he created an entire format. Now, of course, he runs ads, but his organic is the one that's kind of like pulled him into the top of the mountain, was because of his entire showing his Miro mode, the way he was explaining himself, his elegance, his ethique of just sitting there and looking really presentable. That's why when most people do it, it doesn't really go well, because it's just sloppy. While he has every single part of his video done in a way where he looks like super serious, super authoritative, and that's why he's built his brand. Now, what doesn't work for him, right? Because there's good and the bad, there's both sides of the tables. Now, he can't be too emotional. Nobody knows the real Nick, and I made this a while ago, and Nick has started a second channel now where he shows his personal side. So how do you know it's true? You can see someone's entire next steps. What are they going to take in business once you really understand what they're missing right now? He doesn't have any normal moments, doesn't have any goofy moments. Nobody knows. He's like Mr. Beast. He has to come up with good ideas, massive production sets to make people actually care about him and sounding super smart. Now, what actually makes him go, wow, what can I take from him? He has unique angles, uses new terms and new methods of representing. He talks very detailed. He sounds smart. And he's showing with clients and coming to podcasts and showing everything, right? Like, hey, this is how I do. So you go in there, in your consciousness, you think in your mind, this guy knows his stuff, right? You go in there and then you analyze this. Now, the same can go with someone like Suvik, who's completely kind of opposite to him. Most of you guys, if you don't know about it, he's also a business owner. He's doing, 300, 400K a month from last what I've seen, and how does he actually able to compete in the marketplace? Now, he's actually quite the opposite. He shows his family side. He shows himself closing the deals, right? He's being real and shows his goofy side, like how Asian people should make X amount of money, or how being Asian is like a cheat code or something, right? So all these moments which are created by him are in juxtaposition to Nick's Setting, right? And that's how he has able to basically take himself, of course, top in the market, like the top 3 guys about info consulting coaching right now, right? And he's taking care of his people, his clients, being with people as much as possible, being raw and showing things that most people can't show, being his family a lot, using simple, just want to work vibe, right? Like he doesn't go in there, he doesn't act flashy. He's not like, your Miami Brickle LARPer. He's himself, and he shows his expertise, right? And he feels it. Now, what doesn't work for him, that worked for Nick, is that he cannot just sit there and give value. Like Nick can do that because Nick is smart at that, and he doesn't want to compete in that, which is smart again. He talks about things, right, which he cannot just simply take down the camera and be super direct, super motivating. He tried those videos and it didn't really work, right? He's always been with someone or show someone doing something, right? And he sells on that factor. Being motivational and angry doesn't work for him as well. Some people, for Andy Elliott, most of you guys know the sales coach guy, that might work for him, but for other people, it might not be able to. So the entire point I'm trying to make here is not for you to sit there and just look at these people, oh, he's doing this, oh, he's doing that. No, what you have to realize, the main purpose of this is to actually see what can I do, what can actually happen to my content. So this is where the magic happens. This is the key sauce. If you're not able to get this or understand this, you will not be able to use this method at all. So you have to realize the common patterns. What is the common pattern? What is something that is you can see constantly happening with each and every single person inside of the market? Now, first is being with clients and in person working with clients. That shows the, hey, if I join, this is what's going to happen with myself as well. Second is teaching live and running ads, okay? Because for almost five out of like all these guys run ads, okay? Nobody's doing, of course, like it could be like a percentage, like some guys are, some guys aren't, but like for the 90% of the part, everybody's running ads, talking about ads, talking about complex stuff over and over again, breaking down complex stuff into simple manner, being real and edgy with words, showing the real side, like Stuve studying or Max cussing, Jay's talking about this or Siggy talking about Tinder, whatever the case is, right? Collaborating with other business owners and like showing, hey, like we're in this group, taking their authority, taking their audience to their world, right? Showing behind the scenes and taking care of them. And the main point overall is that being live with humans and creating real life aspects, which all these guys are targeting towards, people are resonating with. Now, what can I do? What can someone else do? Which is, of course, is going to be a secret because, I don't want to tell you my real plans. You're going to all see it unfold. But this is where you go in and you are going to be like, okay, now I'm going to figure out my entire moats, my entire advantages that I can use against these people that they don't have. And I can take aspects of each 5 person and apply that into my content and my ecosystem and beat these guys ahead. And that's how you actually create content. That's how you actually create stuff that you can basically own. Because guys, what's going to happen is that with AI content coming in, with all this stuff coming, the reason why these people are even showing the human side so that they don't look like a scammer, they look real, and people are going to talk about it. And I've broken this down to like examples to IBM and Microsoft. I've taken this across a whole new level. And it's the detail that I want to do. Now, what's going to happen is that, and this is my kind of like predictions for the entire industry. There's going to be people that either are going to charge a lot, like a lot of money, because a lot of these guys do that. They have these programs which which can cost like upwards of like 20K, 30K. So that's good. And basically what's going to happen is that the middle market, like let me make a beautiful diagram because my drawing is so good. This middle part is just going to get eliminated with people using AI, people just doing this offer. So the people that are going to make the most amount of money are going to be at the top, or people that do low ticket ascensions to the top. So these are the 2 ways people are going to actually make money from right now. But the middle part, if somebody's charging, like minimal amounts, or they're charging like 3K a program or something like that's like comfortable but not really high, those people are not going to exist. And the reason why that's going to happen is that they do not have the funding to pull in and do these client releases. They don't have the client quality to sit there and do all this stuff. Now, of course, I have my own plans of like how we can kind of like, change it around, use it, and just really like dominate the industry, which I can't talk about here. But that's how we're creating our modes. That's how we're creating ourselves. I post in different platforms. I'm not really doing the really, people. I don't really sit there and make videos in a way that everybody else does. I don't sit there and try to, do all that. It's for a reason, because I understand the market from a perspective of, hey, this is where it's all trying to go in. How can I disrupt it? How can I change? How can I break it down rather than going with the flow? How can I kind of like change the tides? Because those are the people that make the most amount of money. Because how Nick made his money was him, again, having a new format. How Sube made his money was introducing, his family, showing like, hey, I'm this guy and I'm that. And, using basically showing his family and his value. And like talk about client results, like guy making $500 a month and then making 100K, whatever the case is, right? And that's how you need to realize your market. Now, if you're not doing this and if you don't realize how to do it the exact way, which we kind of do inside, you're going to lose. It's pretty simple. It sounds really, really harsh, and it sounds like, oh, this guy's probably, he's trying to make me buy. I don't care. We make enough money. We do have enough clients that we don't even open up that many spots because we care about the actual businesses. We are not here to have multiple clients for 2K retainers or something like that, because I told you already, the middles get squeezed up. The middle is going to die in between. the entire info markets, the people are going to make the money are going to be the most expensive or the cheapest that are going to ascension or going to have just a lot of people coming in like a software or something else. Now, we take an interested bar, and you have to realize is that, okay, where is my standing in the entire market, and what can I do to actually, just accelerate and just basically win? Because you have to make money at the end of the day, and the market is going to get more sophisticated. People are going to lose more trust. The trust market is going to go lower and lower and lower, and the people that are going to make the money is going to have the highest trust, or they're going to have the higher results. Or one more thing, which is the last one, is convenience, which is human beings' favorite thing. We love to be convenient. We want things to be efficient. Anybody who can crack any of these, they're going to win. And that's the entirety of this video. That's the entirety of this method. I hope you guys really like this video. And yeah, if you're not doing this, you should do this. You should sit there and think about all this stuff, guys, because the market is moving. Things are going to change. And you can't just sit there, and just be quiet like this guy is. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.